Hey everybody, today I'd like to take a casual peek at the Iron Man movie series Iron Monger action figure set with the opening cockpit. This figure set came out, I'd say, a couple years ago with the release of the first Iron Man movie, and I had no intention of buying this figure at all. Mainly because the first Iron Man figures were scaled to about 6 inches, and if you look over here at Obadiah Stane, he is horribly out of scale. And I also had bought the first Iron Monger figure that came out before this. But I did purchase this figure just recently, and that's for a couple reasons. The Iron Man 2 figures came out, and they are scaled to about 3 3/4 inches, about the Marvel Universe scale. And if you look at this Mark III Iron Man from the Iron Man 2 series, that now places the Ironmonger figure in the correct scale. You can see that the head is about the same size between the two figures, so that's one reason why I bought this version of the Ironmonger. Another reason I bought it is because when I finally opened my first Ironmonger figure right here, I quickly found out that the action gimmick of this guy severely limits this guy's posability, especially on his right leg. You cannot move it at the hip at all. That's because you have to squeeze it for this action gimmick here. So I was not happy with this guy when I opened him. So now that I have another Ironmonger figure, I can get rid of this guy. So let's go ahead and take a look at the package here. It's got the first Ironmonger Iron Man movie series on the card, and you can take a look at the Obadiah Stane in there. It's not really a figure within the Ironmonger. It's really just a head plopped on top of his body, which is part of the mold, I guess, for this Ironmonger figure. So I'm still not quite happy with this guy, but he is in scale now with the Iron Man 2 figures. Looking at the back of the package, you can see here's the description if you want to freeze the video and take a read of that guy. And looking at this, I don't know who that guy is. That's not Obadiah Stane. I don't know if that's a lab flunky or not that's in that suit. And you can see the pieces for the opening cockpit on there. And you can see other figures from this wave. You had the Iron Man Mark I, and you have Titanium Man and Iron Man Mark III. Let's go ahead and bust this guy out of the package, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and the Ironmonger is out of his package. This figure set did not come with any accessories. It did come with the 2 pieces of the armor that attached to the figure. I've already put it onto the figure. The first piece here was the chest piece, and you can see it actually swivels in and out. And then the second set is the head and the shoulder guard a piece that attaches towards the back. I noticed here that the head does not swivel or tilt up or down. So I guess by switching over to this Ironmonger, I'm really losing one articulation over the other. But I'd rather sacrifice the head articulation than the leg articulation. So I'm happy with this figure. Take a look here. I don't know if you can see the paint on this. It's painted silver or gray in color, which is actually more represents the figure from the movie. The first Ironmonger figure was a bronze colored figure, so this is actually more movie accurate. I don't know if you can actually see it here, but they also Hasbro also added touches of black all over the figure to make it look more weathered or battle damaged. Either that or the paint guys over there are really slacking off, but I like to think it's more for the weathered appearance, and it actually looks pretty good. Yeah, a couple times I've handled a figure, I instinctively tried to wipe off my hands thinking it was actually dirt and grime, but it's actually pretty neat. So, and you can see the Obadiah Stane figure in here. He has no articulation here other than popping his head up and down to accommodate the head armor when it comes down. Either that or he likes to play peekaboo. So to close up the armor, you just push up the chest piece here and you snap these two together, and then we have here the Iron Monger figure. So I'm much more happy with this figure, especially with the right leg articulation. I can actually pose this guy a lot more dynamically than the first Iron Monger figure. Let's go ahead and go over the articulation. The head does not move, as I mentioned earlier. The arms go up and down, they go all the way around. It swivels all the way around where the bicep should be. It bends at the elbow and rotates at the wrist, and also the wrist can go up and down. There's no torso articulation, but there is waist articulation, so it can go all the way around. The legs can go around and out and in. No thigh articulation, but it does bend at the knee and does bend at the foot. Overall, I'm a lot happier with this figure. I should have bought this figure instead of the first Iron Monger a couple years ago, but I'm actually glad I got this now. This way I can actually pose it with the Iron Man 2 figures here, and it makes it a lot more in scale. So yeah, if you want to get the Iron Monger figure, I'd recommend getting it now. I don't know how much longer it'll be on the shelves, especially with the Iron Man 2 figures coming out. There is an Iron Monger figure in the Iron Man 2 line that I saw, the movie version, and that one is not in scale with the Iron Man 2 figures. It's a lot smaller. It's just a little bit bigger than the Mark III, but I would prefer this movie Iron Monger than the Iron Man 2 Iron Monger. This is my casual peek into the Iron Man Iron Monger action figure, and thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.